Okay, hi everyone. Let's dive in. So this video is about D2L and the Google Drive for technical writing. So let me share my screen and we can get into that a little bit. Okay, so this is our D2L page. Again, I can zoom in and zoom out as I need to. Now, a couple of things I'm going to show you. There's not a lot on D2L, but what is here is very important. I'm going to start with assessment, actually, and I'm going to go to grades. And what I'm asking you all to do is to track your grades throughout the semester. There are points on the line for every class. So you're going to want to, like weekly, you should be looking to make sure that, you were in class and the grades have been entered accordingly. I give a lot of grades and I think I do a pretty darn good job. But, how many grades do I give? Like there's 28 and there's multiple things. So I don't know, 50 grades per class per student, some wild number. So I don't know what that adds up to, 5,000 grades or something. So long story short, pay attention to your grades. If you have questions, let me know. And it's usually, there may be a typo where, I gave you 5 points instead of 50 or something like that, and it's easily fixed. So I'm going to click through to grades, and it's all set up, and I'm going to go to manage grades here. And what you're essentially going to see is this matches the course timeline, except it is filled in on D2L. And the number here at the bottom, 2655 for your final point count, matches the course timeline exactly. So you'll hear me say it again and again. Come to class, do the work, collect the points. You'll see one roll call, calendar, videos, welcome, the three kinds of videos, welcome, syllabus, and timeline, 140 points for class number one. And then we're up and running. So if you miss that, then you can get caught up kind of thing. And, I think I talked separately about segments here. There are 4 segments. So every couple of weeks, a segment will close. So if you happen to miss one thing, it's not the end of the world, but you need to stay on top of it and catch up before the segment closes, or else I'm going to require a high level of excuse and documentation, serious conversations at that point, because I need to keep things moving forward. Okay, so that's the grading side of things. The other part of D2L that I use, I'm not going to put assignments here. I'm not going to put notes here, like daily notes. I find that it works better on the Google Drive because it's more easily accessed by students. D2L sort of serves as like the safe or the lockbox. And what do we have then under syllabus? We've got syllabus for technical writing in the form of Word document and then as a PDF. We also have the timeline here as a PDF and as an Excel spreadsheet. If it were me, I would take that PDF. It's a single page document. I would print it and hang it on my fridge. I would enter the important dates into my calendar. I mean, this is essentially what I'm trying to teach: professional development along with the writing, certainly, and many other things. Here are subscription links through Rohrbach Library. I want you to be aware of this. Now, I know this is technical writing. It's not journalism class or a research paper class, but I want you to know that these exist, and I will encourage you to create accounts and create a shortcut on your phone so that you can check these from time to time. As people who are typically, my students are, I get some seniors, but it's usually sophomores and juniors. So it's students that are rising through their college experience. You should be paying attention to some of the media, and this is legacy media. And, we can have a side conversation about that. I don't want to go deep on that in the technical writing class, but these things are available. I want you to have them. Now we're about to make the jump. So here's the link to the Google folder. And if you ever forget, go to D2L, content, link to the Google folder until you can get it bookmarked properly. So here we are in the Google folder now. And in terms of accessibility, I find this to be, really effective and efficient. So you see the various assignments. I'm not going to go deep on all of them now because I want to do a separate video on essential writings. But what you're going to see here is a resume draft. All the drafts are due here. Resume drafts can be generated through ChatGPT if you would like to do that. There's nothing here now. I did it for my journalism class, but I can show you ChatGPT. So there it is. So you might be saying, well, you're not allowed to use AI, but the professor is. Well, I'm not putting my name on the assignment and pretending that it's mine. You can use AI to create notes or itineraries or structures, outlines, things like that. You can use it as a tool, but I'm not going to pretend that I wrote this. Although, I mean, we're going to get into this more completely, and I watch it evolve. I feel like I should get a royalty check at some point because so much material that I've contributed to the internet is being scraped by AI, and I am sort of a human AI. My whole career, people have given me materials, and I have put that into shape, into reports, and into outlines, and into slideshows, into newsletters. That's been my thing. So I feel like it's after me. Anyway, I'm going to go back here. I'm in that resume folder. I'm going to show you how to do a quick thing here. Oops, I don't want to create a folder. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to create a document here, blank document here. There it is. I'm going to go back to chat. I'm going to copy this. Looks like it can even be edited and downloaded, but I'm just going to copy it for simplicity's sake. And Control V pops it right in there. Now, I'm not going to go through this right now. We will do this in class when the time comes. So I have specific commentary for this, but if you don't have a resume, you're going to want to, I would encourage you to create structure in chat. I would encourage you to resist using a template like in Microsoft Word, because the number of times that I've had students come to me and say, hey, Downing, I created my resume with a template in Word, and now I can't move things around like I would like to. And they're starting to accumulate more experiences and skills. So they want more of that real estate, but they can't access it because the template puts up hard boundaries. They go back here. So we'll get back to this, but what I want to emphasize is naming documents in my class. So make sure that window that you're looking at there, clear the information. Downing, Mike, resume. So you'll do last name, first name, and then whatever the assignment is in this class. And pay attention to this, please. Downing, comma space, Mike, comma space, resume, comma space. Please do that precisely. Please capitalize these words. I know that, it's easy to be cash and be like, oh, I'm not going to do that. Here's the training that I always have in mind for my students, right? I come out of the professional world as much as I do the academic world. And I've worked for professional publishing companies. And one of the conversations that I have heard related to, an applicant is they might have you do a writing sample, especially if you're a professional writing major or minor or public relations major or minor or comm student. They, will have you do a writing sample potentially. They will ask you to name it in a certain way and put it in a certain folder and structure it in a certain way. And all of those are tests. That's not all bullshit until you start writing, and then your genius will shine through. No, they're looking for attention to detail throughout. And so I've heard comments like, they couldn't even name the effing file right. And then you don't make the cut because you have people who are aware that this is a test the whole way through. So I want that to sink in a little bit. We'll talk about more about that as we go forward. And it's certainly key to technical writing, making sure all the details are taken care of. Okay, so let me go back here. And I'm loosely talking about D2L and the Google Drive. So let me go. So there's the resume, that's that. You will write a recipe. So I'll drop that on you in terms of, have you ever thought of a recipe as being a form of technical writing? It gives us easy access into the conversation where you learn about visual hierarchies, bullet points versus enumeration, how to use and credit images, how to find, locate, and use images. So it gets us into it. And it also, in terms of the writing, like most technical writing, like most instructions, it needs to be replicable. So if I find your recipe online and I take it home, I need to be able to complete it successfully without you in the room. So that's part of it as well, making sure it comes full circle. We will do a technical product assignment. So students have done phones, they have done gaming consoles, all kinds of things. Um, Various kind of software things that software, hardware, that sort of thing. I'll set up a topics roster and you will tell me for these various assignments what you want to write about. And I will help you. I'll coach you. I'll try to, I will show you where to find the information so that you can include it in the work. Then we're up and running. So we do the tech product and then we do medical, money, science, legal. I have models of those that I will share with you. The models are all the way down in the bottom here. I'm not there yet. But those, you get the big ones here. Tech product, medical, money, science, legal. All of those are very similar. The idea behind all of them is that, let's say I run a publishing company and you're all working for me, and we do reports and white papers and all kinds of things. And one of the things that we do is we produce single page documents for, let's say, doctors' offices or for financial managers. You see what I'm leading toward. I don't know, maybe universities, research universities, things like this, attorneys' offices, right? All of these things. And what I'm after then is if I can show you, I'm after a single page for each of these assignments. Don't go longer than that. And what I want them to be are handouts. So for the medical, for example, think about you go into the doctor's office and you look over and there's a rack of paid papers there, and you pluck out a page and it says, what is skin cancer? And it tells you about the signs and the symptoms and the treatments and the prognosis and all that kind of thing. That's medical. We talked about tech product. Money then would be something related to what is a tariff, for example. You want to choose something that gives you enough so that you can write a page. And I want you to fill the page. So it's 350 to 400 words for each of these assignments. Don't leave a lot of white space on the page. I need you to hit the minimums. Science, what is a quasar? Right? What is a solstice? What are the phases of the moon? I don't know. We will brainstorm on this, and then you can write about it. Legal. What is a misdemeanor? What is a felony? We'll look at models, and we can generate topics there. Speaking of topics, here's the topics roster. This is, I think I have it here. Yeah. No, not yet. Okay. I've got it, I think, for my two other classes. What it is essentially a roster, an Excel spreadsheet with columns. And then you will tell me, hey, Downing, for tech product, I'm going to do the iPod, right? Or the PS5. Medical, I'm going to do skin cancer. Money, I'm going to do tariffs. Science, I'm going to do tornadoes. And legal, I'm going to do fraud. 5 photos, I guess I skipped that. Photos usually come early in the fall semester and then late in the spring, because we'll look for a day that's a bit nicer so we can get outside. Basically, this is a social day for us. I will provide some photography instruction, and it should be fun. And you should gain from it as well. It's always good to know how to take photos in the world of technical writing, certainly, as well as journalism. Topics roster, LinkedIn links. I'm going to ask you to all create a LinkedIn account. I don't typically in my teaching go around asking students to create social media accounts. I don't care about Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or any of that, but I have seen Kutztown University students get jobs and find internships through LinkedIn. So I would encourage you to cultivate your profile so that it's coherent. Then here, I'll set up a document and you'll paste your link, and then we can click on one another's link and make connections there. If you're a sophomore right now, you might be thinking that doesn't apply to me yet, but it will. The time goes by quickly, and you'll be glad to have it. Video script is basically, so at the end of the semester, I'm going to ask you to create a how-to video. So I'm going to want a script or an outline there, single page. I want to see that there. The video link then is just a link. You will submit. You'll copy and paste the link in there once you have created the video in and Zoom more than likely and upload it just like I do with all of these to YouTube. And then you copy and paste the link into the document so that we, at the end of the semester, we're all going to watch your how-to video. And I want them to be professional. And I expect that you're going to do more than one version of it, right? Today I started 2 videos that were no good. I bumped into things and I just stopped and started again. And I've done hundreds of them. I don't know how many I have on my content page. Let me see if I can find it. If I scroll down. 222 is what it says. I've done about 222 of these. And the point being that, I often have to do revisions. So don't expect yours to come out perfectly. Now, the good news is it's only 5 minutes. So, if it sucks, do it again, please. Combined portfolio. This is at the end of the semester, I'm going to ask all of you to combine all of the writing that you've done in the class into a single portfolio, and it's your technical writing portfolio. I see it as a way, as part of your package in terms of professionalism, professional development, and job application. And then we have models here at the end. So models I borrow from other classes. Let's see, there they are. I will take you through these separately. So I'm going to stop my screen share right now. That's D2L and the Google Drive.